Hi, this is Kat of Sweet Cat Magic. Our weather is so funny. I can be laying on the ground embraced by the moss in the morning and then freezing in the afternoon. Anyway, I wanted to kind of just talk about a couple of different things. And one is, I've received wonderful responses from people as far as, that because I like to go by sweet and be sweet. But it's not always that way. I've been documenting an awfully lot of my stories because overall in my life, I think I've had a very magical life. But it's not a perfect life, and I'm not always in a great and sweet mood. And I'm not always as kind to myself as I would like to be. And so I want to talk about two words that I never ever thought that I would ever embrace lovingly and want to talk about. They were always subjects that I wanted to avoid. And so it would be diet and the most, I thought, hated word in my vocabulary, but now one of my most loved words, exercise. Okay. About a year ago, exactly, not even quite, it's coming up to a year ago, I was really in a state of depression and obesity. And I had been, I had the surgery on my head for the skin cancer and that, and had gone through that. And the day I came back with the surgery, I got my diagnosis that I had sleep apnea, which really gave me a lot of information because if you have sleep apnea, it's your whole system's off. So therefore, you're not sleeping. And I was an insomniac. I was only sleeping like maybe 2 or 3 hours a night, which, by the way, leads to obesity and depression. So one of the things I would like to caution people about is if you're waking up tired or your mouth is extremely dry or you wake yourself asleep, you wake up and you're kind of gasping, that could be that you have sleep apnea and you should have that diagnosed. I found that when I went on the computer and had my all those little things monitored and checked, that I would go as long as 2 minutes without taking a breath, and it puts an awfully lot of stress and strain on your system, and it also leads to other health issues of not being able to lose weight. So anyway, that was one thing. And so if you're tired during the day, that's a major clue. If you can't get through the day without taking a nap, go check yourself for sleep apnea. Okay, so what happened from that is when I kind of realized I had sleep apnea, I thought, okay, now that accounts for an awful lot of why I don't lose weight and why I keep gaining weight. So I really worked on my sleep and my sleep pattern, and I had to learn how to sleep with the CPAP mask, which is not comfortable and very, very hard to adapt to, but it can have life-saving consequences. So that's one thing. And so when I happened to mention to my friend, who's an acupuncturist, that I have sleep apnea, so that's why I was so gained so much weight and everything. But then she asked me. She said, "Well, what's your blood type?" And I said, "I'm an O." And I've tried to be a vegetarian, and she said, "Oh no, you cannot be. You need a little bit of protein. You need animal protein in your diet." And so she ran and got a copy of some Xerox pages of what I should be eating. And then with my wonderful iPhone, which I love, I discovered that there was a free download app for Eat Right for Your Blood Type. So then I started looking into what foods to eat. And let me tell you, it was almost like everything that was on my diet, what I ate, was on my avoids. And on the Eat Right for Your Blood Type diet, which I started July 28th of 2011, and from July 28th to about January, I lost over 65 pounds, and it just started to come off. Basically, what I did is I'm not supposed to have any wheat. If you're type O, no wheat, and gluten, and corn, and dairy. And just eliminating some of those things made a tremendous amount of difference in my energy level. Between getting my sleep under control and my energy level, it just went and any depression or anything that I felt before, I was just energized. And so with that energy, I was able to discover that I started walking, and then I started hiking 3.5 miles through the parks here. And then I discovered my new little love, which is the Wii, W-I-I. And I tried many exercise programs with the Wii. I did all the Just Dance ones. I did the Jenny McCarthy. I did the Wii Fitness. I started that. And the Wii Fitness is a really great program for women who are getting older, because there's a lot of games on there that you learn how to balance. I got the Wii board, and the Wii board started showing me how out of my center of balance I was. And the Wii Fitness game has strength training exercises. It has aerobic exercises where you can I got a little step and started doing the step, and jogging and running and biking. You can pretend biking. And and then I just would find that I would exercise. I exercise an hour every single morning, and I have on my little Wii, it keeps track of it, and I think I have 286 days without missing a single day of exercise. But one of my favorite ones is Walk It Out. So I'm going to have some videos on showing what the Wii looks like and some exercise, because for those that don't like to exercise, this is a wonderful, wonderful way of getting started. And weather is not an excuse for you not to exercise, which was always a great one for me because the weather here can just turn so cold and so rainy. So I just want to just give some information on the Wii, because that's a wonderful, playful, happy way to add exercise to your life. The other thing I want to do is start talking about some of my favorite recipes and some of the foods that I've discovered in the to Eat Right for Your Blood Type O diet, because it is gluten-free, so that was a lot of education that I needed to find out. And I've been making green smoothies in my own version for beneficial. Under the Eat Right for Your Blood Type, food is divided into 3 categories. Beneficial, meaning that it helps you, it increases your energy, it increases your metabolism, it helps your body, everything. Then there's foods that are neutral, which means they do no harm. And then the third is foods you should avoid. And so I eliminate any food that I should avoid by the list. I eat the neutrals, and I try to always make my diet filled with the beneficial. So I want to just explore more recipes and more education on that, because it's made an incredible amount of difference. I mentioned the type diet to my vets because they were wanting to lose weight, a couple, and within 5 days, they had lost like 5 pounds when just eliminating corn. So in essence, what I did, the major thing, I used to have corn on the cob almost every night, so I had to eliminate corn. And I used to have popcorn as a snack, so I had to eliminate popcorn. And then I would have a wheat bagel with cream cheese in the morning. And those are all no notes. So it was almost like I had to do a complete flip of everything that I ate. And what a difference. I have more energy and feel more life force running through me in this last year than I have in years. So if you want to lose weight or want to look at eating differently, I really recommend some of these little changes. And I'm going to even I think I'll add a picture at the end how I looked last April when I went over for the surgery, and the difference in weight and looks in less than a year by just adding, and I don't call it a diet. I do not call it a diet. I call it my lifestyle change, because I feel that this is the way I'm going to live the rest of my life with the foods that I eat. So, stay tuned.